My fiancé texted, "Can't talk right now? Stuck in meetings all day." I responded, "No problem." Then her boss called me asking why she wasn't at work. She'd called in sick. I checked our Ring camera and saw her leaving with another man that morning. When I played the footage at family dinner that night, I, 32 male, was having a regular Wednesday morning at my home office when everything changed. My fiancée Rebecca, 29, had left early, kissing me goodbye around 7:30 a.m. "Can't talk today, babe. Back-to-back meetings until 6, she said, grabbing her coffee tumbler. "Budget reviews with the executives." "No problem. Kill it in there," I replied, barely looking up from my laptop. We'd been together 5 years, engaged for 8 months, wedding planned for next spring. Everything felt solid, you know? We had our routines, our inside jokes, our Friday date nights. I thought we were good. Around 11 a.m., my phone rang. Rebecca's boss, Gerald. "Hey James, sorry to bother you. Is Rebecca okay? She called in sick this morning, sounded pretty rough. Just wanted to check if she needs anything from the office." My brain stuttered. "She called in sick?" "Yeah, around 8 a.m. Said she had food poisoning. Wait, is she not home?" "No, she left for work this morning. Said she had meetings all day." Long pause. Gerald cleared his throat. "James, Rebecca doesn't have any meetings scheduled today. I'm looking at her calendar right now. It's completely clear." I'll figure this out. Thanks for calling, Gerald." "Sure. Hope everything's okay." Hung up. Sat there for a solid minute just staring at my phone. Then I opened the Ring app. We'd installed cameras after some package thefts in the neighborhood. Front door, back door, driveway. Scrolled back to 7:30 a.m. There she was, leaving like normal. Business casual, laptop bag, coffee. But then, 7:45 a.m. A black BMW pulled into our driveway. I didn't recognize the car. A man got out, tall, well-dressed, maybe mid-30s. Rebecca came back out of the house. She'd changed. Sundress, sandals, overnight bag. They kissed. Not a friendly peck, a real kiss. Then she got in his car and they drove away. I watched it 3 times, each time hoping I'd misunderstood something. Nope. Crystal clear, 1080p HD betrayal. Then I checked her location. We shared locations for safety. Her idea, actually. She was at the Waterfront Hotel downtown. The nice one with the spa. Texted her, "How are the meetings going?" Rebecca, brutal. CFO is grilling everyone about Q3 numbers. "Can't talk right now, but love you." Cool. Cool. I sat there for another 20 minutes, just processing. Then I made a decision. Tonight was Wednesday family dinner at her parents' house. Every week, rain or shine. Rebecca's mom, Patricia, insisted on it. "Family traditions keep us connected," she always said. Perfect. I downloaded the Ring footage to my phone, both angles. The kiss was particularly clear from the driveway camera. Then I went about my day, answered emails, took calls, acted normal. Rebecca texted twice more about her exhausting meetings. I responded normally. "Hang in there, babe. You got this." Oscar-worthy performance on my part. Around 4 p.m. I called Patricia. "James, how are you, sweetheart?" "Great, Patricia. Hey, quick question. Would it be okay if I brought my laptop tonight? Wanted to show everyone the vacation slideshow from Rebecca's birthday trip last month." "Oh, how wonderful. Yes, bring it. We can connect it to the TV." Perfect. See you at 7. At 5:30, Rebecca texted, "Finally done. Heading home to change, then we'll go to Mom's. These heels are killing me, lol." I replied, "I'll drive tonight. You can relax." She came home at 6:15, looking remarkably refreshed for someone who'd been in brutal meetings all day. Hair perfect, makeup fresh, practically glowing. "Tough day at the office?" I asked, keeping my voice neutral. "Absolutely destroyed. I need wine and my mom's lasagna immediately." We drove to her parents' house in relative silence. She scrolled through her phone, occasionally showing me memes. I focused on the road and what was about to happen. Update 1. Dinner started normally. Rebecca's parents, her brother Thomas and his wife Kim, her sister Ashley. Patricia had made her famous lasagna. Everyone chatting, laughing. Rebecca telling some story about her nightmare of a day. And then the CFO asked for the reports in a completely different format. Like, "Tell me that before I spend 3 hours on it, right?" Everyone commiserating. Poor Rebecca, such a hard day at the office. After the main course, Patricia asked, "James, don't you have something to show us?" "Oh right, the vacation slideshow." I connected my laptop to their 65-inch TV. Rebecca smiled, probably expecting photos from her birthday trip to the wine country. So before the vacation photos, I said, standing up with the remote, I wanted to show you all something interesting from our security cameras today. Rebecca's smile faltered slightly. What? Did we have another package thief? Not exactly. I hit play. The room went dead silent as they watched Rebecca leave the house at 7:30, then return, then the BMW, then the kiss, then her getting in the car with her overnight bag. Patricia gasped. Thomas said, "What the hell?" Kim covered her mouth. Ashley just stared. Rebecca went white, like vampire white. "This was this morning," I said calmly. "The timestamp's right there, 7:45 a.m. "I can explain," Rebecca started. "Wait, there's more." I pulled up my phone. "Here's the interesting part. At 8 a.m., you called in sick to work. Food poisoning, according to Gerald. But then, I showed them her texts about being in meetings. And here's where you actually were. I showed the location history, the waterfront hotel, all day." Thomas stood up. "Becca, what the hell is this? It's not. You don't understand. Who is he?" Patricia's voice was ice cold. Rebecca started crying. "His name is Adrian. We met at a conference 3 months ago." 3 months. Ashley practically shrieked. "We're getting married in 5 months, I said, still weirdly calm. Or were. Patricia turned on Rebecca. "In my house? You bring this poor man to my house every week, eat at my table, let us plan your wedding, and you're cheating on him? Mom, please. Don't you mom please me. This is disgusting behavior." Rebecca turned to me, mascara running. "James, can we talk about this privately?" "No, you humiliated me privately for 3 months. You can be humiliated publicly for 3 minutes. Thomas's wife Kim actually applauded. Just a small golf clap, but still. "I want to work through this," Rebecca said desperately. "It was a mistake." Calling in sick wasn't a mistake. Changing clothes wasn't a mistake. The overnight bag wasn't a mistake. Those were choices. Multiple, deliberate choices. "Where are you going to go?" she tried. "This is your home too. My name's on the mortgage, alone. Remember? Your credit wasn't good enough to co-sign." Her dad, Robert, who'd been silent until now, stood up. "Rebecca, go to your room." "Dad, I'm not 12. Go. To your room." She actually went, crying, stumbling, but she went upstairs to her childhood bedroom. Robert turned to me. "James, I'm so sorry. This isn't how we raised her." "I know, Robert. This isn't on you." Patricia was already on her phone. "I'm calling the wedding vendors. We're canceling everything. She can pay the cancellation fees." "Mom's taking this harder than you," Thomas said to me. "She's embarrassed," Patricia said, not looking up from her phone. "She tells everyone what a perfect couple you are, how proud she is. And now this." I started packing up my laptop. "I should go." "James, wait." Patricia hugged me. "You're always welcome here. Always. Your family, with or without her." Got home around 9:30 p.m. Rebecca's car was already there. She was in the bedroom, throwing clothes into suitcases. "I'll stay with Ashley tonight," she said without looking at me. "Cool. Leave your ring and house key on the counter." "James, please, can we just talk?" "We can talk through lawyers." "Lawyers? We're not married." "No, but we have shared assets. The car you drive is in my name. Your engagement ring was a family heirloom from my grandmother. That's getting returned. The joint savings account for the wedding needs to be closed." She started sobbing again. "One mistake and you're destroying everything? Rebecca, you looked me in the eye this morning and lied. Texted me lies all day. Would have kept lying if Gerald hadn't called. That's not one mistake, that's a pattern of deception." She tried another angle. "Adrian means nothing. It was just excitement, something different. Then you threw away 5 years for nothing. That's worse, not better." She left with 3 suitcases and no ring. But of course it wasn't over. Update 2. The next morning, Thursday, the entitlement began in earnest. 8 a.m., Rebecca's first salvo. A text novel about how I ambushed her, humiliated her in front of her family, and violated her privacy by showing the ring footage without her consent. "That's illegal," she wrote. "My lawyer says you can't record someone without their knowledge." I forwarded it to my buddy who's a paralegal. He laughed. "It's your house, your camera, clearly visible, and she lives there. She had knowledge. Tell her good luck with that." 9 a.m. Adrian called me. Actually called me. The audacity. "Hey man, James, this is Adrian. We need to talk man to man." "No, we don't. Look, I didn't know she was engaged. She told me you guys were separated, living as roommates until the lease was up." "Cool story. Still don't care. I'm trying to apologize here. To who? Not me. You owe me nothing. Rebecca owes me everything. Lose my number. Hung up. 10 a.m. Rebecca's mom Patricia called. James, honey, Rebecca's asking me to talk to you. She wants to come get some things from the house. She got her things last night. She says she forgot items, personal items. She can send me a list. I'll box them up and leave them outside. She also wants to discuss the car situation. What situation? It's my car. I'm keeping it. Patricia sighed. I told her this would happen. She's staying with Ashley, crying nonstop, says you're being cruel. Patricia, she had another man in my driveway at 7:45 a.m. The cruel ship has sailed. Fair point. Oh, and James? I canceled all the wedding vendors. Most won't refund the deposits. I told Rebecca she owes me $8,000. How'd she take that? She said it was your fault for overreacting. I took away her credit card. God bless Patricia. 2 p.m. Rebecca showed up at my work. Security called me down. I need to talk to you, she said in the lobby. At my job? Really? You won't answer my calls? Because we're done. This is harassment, Rebecca. I have a right to my things. My car, my home. You have a right to nothing. The house is mine. The car is mine. You're a guest who overstayed her welcome. She started crying. Loud, dramatic tears. People were staring. Security looked uncomfortable. Ma'am, you need to leave, the guard said. He's stealing from me, she wailed. I pulled out my phone, showed the guard the ring footage. She cheated. We broke up. She has no legal claim to anything. The guard's expression changed. Ma'am, leave now or I call the police. She left, but not before screaming. This isn't over. 6 p.m. The social media campaign began. Rebecca posted on everything. When you give someone 5 years of your life and they throw you away over a misunderstanding. Living my truth and healing from narcissistic abuse. Survivor not victim, narcissistic ex, hashtags starting over. The comments started immediately. Her friends rallying around her. You deserve better. His loss. King behavior leaving that toxic man. So I posted my own update. Just one. The ring footage screenshot of her kissing Adrian. Caption. Misunderstanding. Timestamp 7:45 a.m. The day she called in sick to work. Receipts included. Her post disappeared within an hour. Thomas texted me. Savage. I love it. Friday. Rebecca's attorney sent a letter. An actual attorney letter. Demanding 6 months to vacate the house. The car title transferred to her name. Half the value of the engagement ring as compensation for emotional damages. $25,000 for contributions to household expenses over 5 years. Quadruple. My response, through my lawyer. Ms. Rodriguez has no legal standing for any of these demands. She was a month-to-month tenant with no lease, given appropriate notice to vacate. The vehicle is solely owned by my client. The ring was a conditional gift contingent upon marriage. No marriage, no ring. Her household contributions were rent, which she received in the form of housing. Counteroffer, she vacates immediately and returns any remaining items belonging to my client, or we pursue formal eviction proceedings. Friday night, Ashley called. Dude, she's losing it. She quit her job. She what? Said she couldn't face everyone knowing what she did. Gerald apparently told people why she was really out Wednesday. That's insane. She thinks you'll feel sorry for her and take her back if she's desperate enough. That's not how that works. I know, we all know, she's the only one who doesn't know. Saturday, Rebecca sent 73 texts between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. They ranged from, I hate you, please take me back, Adrian dumped me, you ruined my life, I'll do anything, I'm going to destroy you, I love you so much, your dick was mediocre anyway, please just talk to me. I screenshot them all for documentation and blocked her number. Saturday afternoon, she came by with a U-Haul. And Adrian. We're here for her furniture, Adrian announced. What furniture? Her bedroom set, her desk, I pulled up receipts on my phone. The bedroom set I bought from Pottery Barn? Here's the receipt. The desk I bought from West Elm? Here's that receipt. The couch? IKEA, my credit card. Rebecca was silent, not making eye contact. She has clothes here, personal items. That's it, I said. This is bullshit. Adrian started forward. Step on my property and I call the cops, your choice. They left with nothing. Sunday, family dinner at Patricia's. She invited me, not Rebecca. She's banned until further notice, Patricia said. I'm too disgusted to look at her. Robert poured me a scotch. How are you holding up? Honestly, Better than expected. It hurts, but the anger is drowning out the hurt. She's saying you're keeping her prisoner, not letting her get her things, Thomas said. I pulled out my phone, showed them the receipts. She doesn't own anything in that house except clothes and toiletries. She really thought she owned all that? Kim asked. She thought a lot of things that weren't true, like that I'd forgive her. Patricia raised her wine glass. To James, for having the spine my daughter apparently lacks. We toasted. Weird, but cathartic. Update final. It's been 6 weeks since the Wednesday reveal. Time for the final update on this disaster. Week 2 after D-Day. Rebecca went nuclear on the legal front. Her attorney filed some injunction claiming I was illegally evicting her and converting her property. The hearing was a joke. Judge looked at the documentation. Lease in my name only, receipts for all furniture, proof she'd already removed her belongings. Miss Rodriguez, what exactly are you claiming ownership of? I contributed to the household. I decorated. I made it a home. Did you purchase any of the items in question? No, but then you have no claim. Petition denied. Her attorney actually looked embarrassed. But the best part? Adrian was there. Apparently, they were working things out. The judge asked who he was. My emotional support, Rebecca said. Thomas, who came for moral support for me, actually snorted. Outside the courthouse, Adrian approached me. Bro, can you just give her the car? I'm tired of driving her around. Bro, can you just buy her a car? Oh wait, you can't, because you're unemployed too, right? Yeah. Turns out Adrian was between jobs and living with his parents. Rebecca sure knew how to pick 'em. Week 3. The extinction burst. I know, overdone. But she really went there. She tried to break into the house while I was at work. Forgot about the cameras, apparently. Got it all on video. Her trying to jimmy the back door with a credit card like this was a movie. Called the cops. They arrested her for attempted B&E. Patricia had to bail her out. I'm done, Patricia told me. She's on her own. Robert agrees. Rebecca got 40 hours community service and a restraining order, keeping her 100 yards from my property. Week 4. The car situation escalated. She actually had Adrian borrow the car. How? She still had a spare key I didn't know about. Reported it stolen. Cops found it within 2 hours at Adrian's parents' house. Both got arrested. Grand theft auto is no joke. Adrian's parents bailed him out, but told Rebecca she was no longer welcome. Adrian dumped her that night via text. She forwarded it to me from her sister's phone. This is too much drama. You said you had money in a place, you're broke and crazy, we're done. I didn't respond, but I did laugh. Week 5. Rock bottom. Rebecca lost her court case for the car theft, pled down to misdemeanor unauthorized use. More community service, bigger fine. Ashley called, she's moving back home. Mom and dad's condition, she gets therapy and a job or she's homeless. How's that going? She starts at Starbucks next week. And therapy twice a week. The engagement ring drama was settled. Legally, it returned to me as a conditional gift. My grandmother was thrilled to have it back. Next time pick better, she said. The wedding vendor situation imploded. Patricia sued Rebecca in small claims for the $8,000 in lost deposits. Won easily. Rebecca now owes her mother $8,000 she doesn't have. The house feels different now. I redecorated, painted, bought new furniture. My buddy Trevor moved into the spare room, helps with the mortgage, and he's way less drama than Rebecca. Week 6 now. Got a letter from Rebecca, an actual handwritten letter. It was 8 pages of delusion. Highlights include, Adrian manipulated me, no accountability. You overreacted, gaslighting. We could have worked through it, absolutely not. I'll always love you, sure. You'll never find someone who loves you like I did. But the kicker, the last line, I forgive you for everything you've done to me. She forgives me. I framed it, hanging in my garage. Trevor thinks it's hilarious. Patricia texted yesterday. Rebecca asked if you'd consider couples counseling. Is she high? Just desperate. I told her to focus on keeping her job and paying me back. How's that going? She's already been written up twice for calling out sick. Some things never change. Robert added me to their family fantasy football league. You're more family than she is at this point, he said. As for me, I'm good. Not great, not terrible, just good. 5 years is a long time to waste, but better than wasting 50. The trust issues are real. Already bailed on 2 first dates because my anxiety went crazy. But I kept the house, kept the car, kept my dignity. And Rebecca? She kept nothing. Living with her parents at 29, working minimum wage, 2 arrests on her record, owing money to everyone. The funniest part? Last week, I ran into Adrian at a bar. He tried to apologize again. Man, I didn't know she was that crazy. You knew she was engaged, though. Yeah, but she said you guys were basically done. And you believed someone who was cheating on their fiancé? He actually looked confused. I mean, yeah? Can't fix stupid. Rebecca still texts from random numbers occasionally. Usually late at night, probably drunk. I miss us. Remember when we... Please, just coffee? I don't respond. Just screenshot and save for documentation. Thomas sent me a photo yesterday. Rebecca's Starbucks name tag. She has to wear it every day, serving coffee to people, including mutual friends who know exactly what she did. Karma's a barista, he texted. Indeed it is. Moving forward, I'm taking it slow. Therapy helps. Patricia insists I still come to family dinners. You're the son I wish I had, she said once. After wine, Rebecca wasn't invited to that one either. The Ring cameras are still up, but now they just catch Amazon deliveries and the occasional raccoon. No more morning betrayals with overnight bags. Lesson learned, when someone shows you who they are at 7:45 a.m. in HD quality, believe them, and always keep the receipts. Edit. Since people keep asking, yes, the car is still mine. No, I'm not giving it to her. It's a nice car. Trevor borrows it sometimes. Rebecca takes the bus to work. Life comes at you fast. Edit 2. Adrian apparently got arrested again last week for insurance fraud. Rebecca sure can pick 'em. Patricia sent me the mugshot with crying laughing emojis. Even her own mother is savage now. Edit 3. For those saying I went too far, she called in sick to work to cheat on me, lied to my face, then tried to steal my car and break into my house. Going too far would have been posting the full video. I showed restraint. My girlfriend mocked, going back to school at your age? How embarrassing. When I started my master's program, I said you're right. Then I graduated summa cum laude, got promoted to her dream position at her company, and became her new boss. Her first day reporting to me was, I, 32 male, never imagined I'd be someone's boss at a Fortune 500 company, especially not Veronica's, 29. But here we are. 3 years ago, I was working as a mid-level data analyst at TechVault Industries, making decent money but feeling stuck. Veronica worked in strategic planning at the same company, different department, 3 floors up. We met at a company mixer, hit it off over overpriced cocktails and complaints about corporate bureaucracy. She was ambitious, I'll give her that. Always talking about her 5-year plan, her trajectory to senior management, how she was going to be VP by 35. I admired it at first. The confidence, the drive. I was just happy doing my spreadsheets and going home. About a year into dating, I mentioned wanting to go back for my master's in business analytics. The program at State University had evening classes, and the company would reimburse 80% of tuition. Seemed like a no-brainer. Her reaction? She literally laughed. Danny, you're 30? 30? You really want to be the old guy in class with a bunch of 22-year-olds? It's a professional program. Most students are working adults. She scrolled through her phone while talking. Just seems kind of desperate, you know? Like you missed your chance and now you're trying to recapture your youth or whatever. Or I'm trying to advance my career? Babe, let's be real. You've been in the same role for 4 years. Maybe this is just where you're meant to be. Not everyone can be leadership material, and that's okay. The condescension dripped like honey. But what really got me was when she shared this at dinner with her friends 2 weeks later. Danny's having his little midlife crisis early, she announced to the table. Wants to go back to school. Can you imagine? He'll be there with his little backpack and homework while I'm getting promoted to senior manager. Her friend Brittany giggled. That's actually kinda cute though, like a dad trying to be cool. Right? Veronica laughed. I told him to just focus on supporting my career instead. When I make VP, he won't need a master's anyway. I sat there, eating my overpriced salmon, and made a decision. You know what? You're absolutely right. She patted my hand. See, you just needed perspective. I enrolled the next day. Update 1. The first semester was rough, not gonna lie. Working full-time and taking 3 courses meant I was exhausted constantly. Veronica made sure to remind me. You look tired, babe. Maybe you should drop a class? I'm good. It's just, I'm worried about you and us. You're never available anymore. Last night you missed Brittany's engagement party to study. I had a final project due. She sighed dramatically. This is what I was afraid of. You're letting this little experiment affect our relationship. Little experiment. That's what she called it. Meanwhile, she was thriving. Got that senior manager promotion she wanted, started managing a team of 8. Every dinner became a TED Talk about her leadership philosophy and how she was transforming the department culture. One night, she found me studying at 2 a.m. This is pathetic, Danny. You're killing yourself for what? A piece of paper? It's more than that. Is it though? You know Tom from my team? He's 26, no masters, and just got promoted to senior analyst. Meanwhile, you're here memorizing formulas like it's high school. She wasn't wrong about Tom. Kid was smart. But what Veronica didn't know was that my statistics professor, Dr. Hoffman, was a consultant for our company. He'd noticed my work, started mentoring me, started introducing me to people. Keep at it, Danny, he told me after class one night. Your applied project on predictive modeling? I showed it to some friends in industry. They're impressed. But I didn't tell Veronica any of this. Just kept my head down, kept studying, kept taking her condescension with a smile. The worst part was when she'd introduce me at company events. This is Danny, my boyfriend. He's going through a bit of a phase, decided to go back to school. We're being supportive, aren't we? The pity looks from her colleagues were awesome. Really great for the self-esteem. Update 2. Year 2 of the program. Something interesting happened. Our company announced a new position. Director of Business Intelligence. It was basically Veronica's dream job. Reported directly to the C-suite, managed a cross-functional team, base salary of $165K. She was vibrating with excitement. Spent weeks on her application, practiced her presentation every night. This is it, babe. This is my moment. Once I get this, I'll be the youngest director in company history. That's great, V. You could be a little more enthusiastic. This affects you too. Director's girlfriend sounds way better than whatever you are now. Whatever I was now. Cool. What she didn't know was that Professor Hoffman had recommended me for something else, a part-time consulting internship with Aperture Consulting, the firm our company hired for major strategic initiatives. It was supposed to be for PhD candidates, but he pulled strings. I didn't tell her. When I had to leave for consulting meetings, I said I had study groups. When I was building comprehensive analytics frameworks for Fortune 100 clients, she thought I was doing homework. The managing partner at Aperture, Diane, became another mentor. You have a gift for translating complex data into executive-level insights, she told me. Ever consider consulting full-time? Maybe after graduation. Well, we have relationships with TechVault. Lot of movement between our firms. Keep that in mind. Meanwhile, Veronica's interview for director was approaching. She practiced on me constantly, even though she made it clear she didn't think I could really help. Just pretend to be an executive and ask me hard questions. What's your approach to integrated data governance across disparate systems? She blinked. That's what? Just ask normal questions, Danny, like about leadership and synergy and stuff. The interview was on a Thursday. She came home devastated. They asked all this technical stuff about Python and R and predictive modeling. Since when do directors need to know that? Technology's changing. Leaders need to understand the tools. Whatever. I'll get the next one. She didn't get the job. Some external candidate did. She spent the next week calling it politics and boys club BS. Update 3. I graduated in December. Summa cum laude, 4.0 GPA. Veronica didn't come to the ceremony. Babe, it's just a master's graduation. It's not like it's your PhD or something actually impressive. Plus, I have that strategy retreat. The strategy retreat was at a local hotel. But, okay. What she missed was the Dean's Award for Excellence. What she missed was the 3 job offers I received that day from executives who attended. What she missed was Diane from Aperture pulling me aside. So interesting news. We're being acquired by TechVault. They want to bring our expertise in-house, and they want me to build the new business intelligence division. My heart stopped. The director position that was posted? That's being restructured. They want something bigger. A VP of business intelligence overseeing 3 directors. Danny, she smiled. They want me to recommend someone. Someone who understands both companies, has the technical skills and the strategic vision. Diane, I'm just finishing my master's. With a perfect GPA, plus 18 months of consulting experience with us. Plus 4 years at TechVault with stellar reviews. Plus recommendations from every professor and client you've worked with. I couldn't breathe. VP? But I'm young? So what? You're brilliant. And more importantly, you're ready. The interview process took 2 weeks. I told Veronica I was working on a special project for graduation. She barely looked up from her laptop. That's nice, babe. Hey, when you're done with your little project, can you pick up my dry cleaning? I got the call on a Tuesday. VP of Business Intelligence. Base salary of $240K plus bonuses. Stock options. Company car. Reporting directly to the Chief Technology Officer. And here's the kicker. The restructuring meant absorbing part of strategic planning into my division, including Veronica's team. Update 4, I accepted the position but negotiated a start date after the holidays. Told Veronica I was taking a break after graduation, maybe considering my options. Finally, she said, you've been so boring with all that studying, we can actually have a life again. HR kept everything confidential at my request. The announcement would come the first Monday back. That weekend, Veronica was buzzing about work. Big announcement Monday. Rumor is they finally hired the VP of Business Intelligence. Hope they're not another outside hire who doesn't understand our culture. I'm sure they'll be fine. You don't get it, babe. This person will be my boss's boss. They could make or break my career. I need to make a good impression immediately. Sunday night, she spent 3 hours picking out her outfit. Professional but approachable. Confident but not threatening. God, I hate having to manage up like this. Just be yourself, she snorted. That's what people who don't have careers say, Danny. Monday morning, I left early. Told her I had a dentist appointment. I arrived at the office at 7 a.m. My new assistant, Jerome, had already set up my office on the executive floor. The CTO, Marcus, stopped by. Ready for this? Ready as I'll ever be. The announcement goes out at 8:30, department meeting at 9. Legal wants to make sure you know your relationship with Miss Chen needs to be disclosed to HR immediately. Already done, filed the paperwork Friday. The email went out at 8:30 sharp. I watched from my office window as people throughout the building checked their phones and computers. At 8:33, my phone exploded. Veronica calling. I declined. She called again and again. Text, what the actual F? Is this a joke? Text, Danny, answer your phone. Text, there's another Danny Williams, right? At 8:55, I walked into the conference room. 43 people from the combined departments. Veronica was in the third row, face completely white. Good morning, everyone. I'm Danny Williams, your new VP of Business Intelligence. You could have heard a pin drop. I know some of you, and I look forward to meeting the rest. We have an exciting opportunity to transform how this company uses data to drive strategic decisions. I went through my presentation. 20 minutes on vision, strategy, immediate changes. Professional. Focused. Not once did I look directly at Veronica, though I could feel her staring. Questions. Tom, the 26-year-old she'd compared me to, raised his hand. Will our reporting structure change? Yes, org charts will be distributed this afternoon. However, I can confirm that strategic planning will now have a dotted line reporting relationship to BI. Someone else. What about our current projects? Everything continues as normal for now. We'll be doing one-on-ones this week to assess and potentially reallocate resources. The meeting ended. People filed out, many stopping to introduce themselves. Veronica stayed seated until the room was empty except for us. What the hell, Danny? We should discuss this in my office. Your office? Veronica, we're at work. Please maintain professionalism. Her face went from white to red. Professionalism? You've been lying to me. I've been studying, getting my degree, advancing my career, exactly what I said I was doing. You said you were taking basic classes? No, you assumed that. You never once asked about my coursework, my grades, my projects. You were too busy calling it embarrassing and pathetic. She stood up, shaking. So what, this was all some sick revenge plot? No, this was me investing in myself while you mocked me for it. The fact that I'm now your boss's boss is just ironic. We're done, you know that, right? We're so done. I figured HR has the disclosure paperwork. We'll need to maintain professional boundaries regardless. She stormed toward the door, then turned. You planned this. You deliberately humiliated me. Veronica, you humiliated yourself every time you called my education embarrassing. Every time you introduced me as going through a phase. Every time you told people I wasn't leadership material. I was trying to be realistic. No, you were being condescending. And now you report to someone you thought wasn't good enough. That must be, what's the word you used? Embarrassing? Update 5. The breakup was immediate and messy. She moved out that night, showed up with her brother and Brittany to get her stuff. Made a big production of it. 3 years, Danny. 3 years I wasted on you. Okay, you're a manipulative sociopath. Okay. Everyone at work thinks you're a snake. That's interesting, considering the dozen congratulations messages I got today. Brittany chimed in. You should be ashamed. Dating your subordinate is like harassment or something. We were dating before I became her boss's boss. Also, she's not my direct report. Also, everything is documented with HR. Also, please get your facts straight before making legal accusations. The brother tried to get in my face. You think you're hot stuff now? I think I'm someone who worked hard for 2 years while your sister belittled me. Now please take her things and leave. At work, it was interesting. Veronica immediately requested a transfer to another department. Denied. There were no openings at her level. She then tried to go to HR about our hostile work environment. HR's response: Mr. Williams has been completely professional. He disclosed the relationship immediately upon accepting the position. If you have specific instances of inappropriate behavior, please document them. She didn't have any. What she did have was an attitude problem. Started coming in late, leaving early, missing meetings. I documented everything, forwarded to HR and her direct manager, Antonio. Week 3, Antonio came to my office. Veronica's performance is becoming an issue. I'm aware. How would you like to proceed? She's talented, but this situation, it's affecting the whole team. Performance improvement plan, 90 days. If she can't maintain professional standards, we'll revisit, he nodded. Fair. Danny? For what it's worth, the team respects how you've handled this. You haven't bad-mouthed her, haven't retaliated, it's noticed. Meanwhile, Veronica started a whisper campaign. Told anyone who'd listen that I'd manipulated my way to the top. That I'd used her for inside information. The problem? People had eyes. They saw me earning my degree. They saw my consulting work. They saw the improvements I was already making to our data infrastructure. Month 2 in the role, I implemented a new analytics platform that saved the company $2.8 million annually. The CEO mentioned it in the quarterly all hands. This is the kind of innovation we need. Danny Williams and his team are setting the standard. Veronica was in the audience. I heard she left early that day. Update 6. 3 months into my role, Veronica's PIP was failing. She'd missed several deadlines, alienated her team members, and Antonio was at his wit's end. She's brilliant when she wants to be, he told me, but she's checked out. What do you recommend? Honestly, she needs to move on. This isn't working. I called her into my office that afternoon. First time we'd been alone since the breakup. Veronica, please sit. She sat, arms crossed, radiating hostility. Your PIP review is tomorrow. Antonio's recommendation is termination. Her face went pale. You're firing me? I'm not doing anything. Your performance is. However, I have an alternative. I slid a paper across the desk. Aperture Consulting is looking for a strategic planning manager. Similar salary to here, good benefits. Diane, the managing partner, is willing to interview you based on your resume. She stared at the paper. Why would you help me? Because despite everything, you're talented. You're just not able to perform here anymore, and that's partly my fault for accepting this position knowing our history. Partly. Mostly your fault for treating me like garbage for 2 years, but I'm trying to be magnanimous. She actually laughed. A small, bitter laugh. Magnanimous. Using big words now that you're important? I've always had a solid vocabulary. You just never listened when I talked. She took the paper. If I take this interview, you resign. 2 weeks notice, transition your projects properly, leave with dignity and a neutral reference. And if I don't, tomorrow's PIP review proceeds as planned. She stood up. You really planned all this, didn't you, from the beginning? No, Veronica. I planned to better myself. You planned to keep me small. Guess which plan worked out? She interviewed at Aperture that week, got the job, put in her notice the following Monday. Her last day, she stopped by my office. I got the job. Congratulations. You know what the messed up part is? I actually learned something from you. Oh? Yeah. Then I'm an idiot. I had someone willing to grow and invest in themselves, and I mocked them for it. I had someone brilliant and ambitious, and I tried to make them feel small. Past tense, Veronica. Had, she nodded. Yeah, past tense. She turned to leave, then stopped. For what it's worth, you're a good VP. The team respects you. You earned this. I know. Final update. It's been a year now since I graduated. 18 months since Veronica first mocked me for going back to school. She's doing well at Aperture, from what I hear. Diane says she's humbled, focused, producing good work. Maybe she learned something. Maybe not. Not my concern anymore. My division just got approved for a 40% budget increase. We're hiring 15 new analysts. The predictive model we built is being implemented company-wide. The CTO is talking about grooming me for his role when he retires in 3 years. Dating? Yeah, I'm seeing someone. Natasha from legal. She's getting her MBA at night school. I help her study, celebrate her victories, attend every presentation. Wild concept, right? Supporting your partner's growth? Veronica was right about one thing. Not everyone is leadership material. But she was wrong about who fell into which category. Last week, I was invited to speak at State University's graduation. Told the new grads my story, working full-time, dealing with doubters, pushing through. People will try to make you feel small for wanting more, I said. They'll call you embarrassing, pathetic, desperate. But here's the thing. The only embarrassing thing is staying stagnant to make others comfortable with their own mediocrity. Got a standing ovation. Sometimes I think about that dinner 3 years ago, when Veronica and her friends laughed at the idea of me going back to school. How certain she was that she'd be VP while I'd be supporting her career from the sidelines. Funny how things work out. To anyone dealing with a partner who belittles your ambitions, they're telling you who they are. Believe them. Then prove them wrong. Not for revenge, but for yourself. And if you happen to become their boss in the process, well, that's just the universe having a sense of humor. Class dismissed.